welcome to my channel. Today I am using up my ham hocks that I cooked a couple of weeks ago. You'll recall that I used some of the meat in a soup recipe that I did. I'm going to be using up the rest of that meat in today's recipe. So stick around while I show you what I did with it. I'm going to start my pancakes by making the batter, and these aren't American pancakes. These are normal English crepe type pancakes, and we start with 4 ounces of plain flour or all-purpose flour if you're American, 1 egg, which good hard tap on the side, pop it in. It's a nice golden yolk, isn't it? And 250 mils or half pint of milk, and put a little bit of milk in to start off with, and with that a little bit of salt. We're going to use our whisk to whisk it in, and when it starts to get a bit thick, just put a bit more milk in and keep going until you've got no lumps in your mixture and it's lovely and smooth and all your milk has been incorporated. If you don't want to make your own pancakes, by all means buy your pancakes, that's not a problem. Or if you want an even easier option that you've probably got in the house already, wraps. Go with wraps, guys. It's not the end of the world. I'm just showing you how you can make it if you've got the time and the energy. You can do this in parts, this recipe. It doesn't have to all be done at once, so don't think it does. Prepare one bit, do another bit, etc, etc. Okay, that's all of that incorporated. As you can see, put that to one side for a moment, and we're going to put our frying pan on. Get your frying pan searingly hot, and you also need a little bit of oil. Not a lot, just a little bit. Some olive oil. Take your batter mixture and pop it into the jug that you had your milk in. And we all know that the first one out of the pan is useless. Stick a little bit of oil in, about 3 squirts going in there. We don't want too much, and what we're aiming for is to spread it out. It may need more than you think, as it does here. I usually make American pancakes because they are so much easier. There we go. Now don't worry if you do have any holes in them, it's not the end of the world. Pop a little bit of batter into each hole and you should cover it, there you go, cover it up. We're going to wait until it's coming away from the edge of the pan before we actually turn it or try to turn it. And no, I'm not going to flip it. I'm going to use one of these. Why? Because I'm a chicken. See if you can get underneath it. This is the oh yeah, there you go. And if you can get underneath it, make sure you release it in each corner before you try and turn it, because if you don't, you will end up with a mess. I've been there, I've done it. So when you're in the position, let's see if we can flip it. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Oh, right. Oh. There we go. Not too bad. I've done worse. They will start to bubble, that's normal. If we flip it again. Yeah, there you go. And that's what the other side looks like. And we're going to continue in this vein until we've got all our batter used up. I've made my pancakes and I have put them to one side to cool down. I'm now going to make the sauce that goes with my pancake. Half a litre of milk. And into the milk I'm going to add an onion with 3 cloves and a bay leaf attached, and 1 clove of garlic, and we're going to warm that through to infuse the milk with the flavours so it doesn't taste of nothing. So just pop that on. My milk is just starting to bubble at the edges. I don't want it to boil. A quicker option would be using a shop bought version of a sauce, a normal version which is Dormio. Either of those sauces are great. I've used them before. Getting there now. So what I'm going to do is just take it off the heat. I'm going to put my frying pan back on the heat, and I'm going to go and get rid of the onion and bay leaf and clove and garlic clove, etc. in my milk so that it doesn't go into my sauce. And that is 65 grams of butter. So as soon as your butter's melted, and I'm using a whisk because this is so much easier with a whisk, and I'm going to add an equal quantity, so that's 65 grams of plain flour in there. And I'm going to whisk that till it comes together. So when it comes together, like so, just keep going for a minute or two. And we're going to start adding our milk. So we're going to add a little bit at a time. And remember, this is warm milk, which is always good. I find if you add warm into warm, it's a lot easier. It will look like it's never going to work. Don't worry, it will. A little bit more, we don't want it this thick. Basically, we wanted double cream. I've had a little tidy up and my sauce has been transferred to a pan just because it's easier for it. It's got lips on each side for me to pour it out of. And I'm going to add to my sauce now some pepper to taste, salt, a bit of onion salt, some English mustard, because ham and English mustard made in heaven. So about a teaspoon of English mustard going in there. You can adjust to taste. Okay, so as you can see, my sauce is like double cream now. We're going to taste it to make sure it's okay. Teaspoon. Salt. Salt's a good one. So another teaspoon. So that's 2 teaspoons of mustard in there. There's a little bit of pepper. If you want to add any herbs instead of adding mustard powder, feel free. So that's my sauce. I'm going to pop that to one side and I'm going to start the filling for my pancakes. So I've washed my frying pan, I wash up as I go along, and we're going to heat up the frying pan with a little bit of oil in it. I like to tidy up as I go along because sometimes recipes can be utensil intensive. Put to my pan a couple of squirts of oil, as ever. So I have here some chestnut mushrooms which I've sliced, and I'm going to pop them in the pan and let them cook, caramelise, brown, whatever you want to call it. I want some flavour on them, and the only way to get flavour on mushrooms is to cook them for a while. So I want them browned so that I can get as much flavour out of them as possible. So I'll be back with you when I've done that. When your mushrooms start softening, as these ones are now, add in the other half of the onion that you used. Use half the onion in the sauce. Add the other half now, stirring them. I want them to become translucent. Onions are translucent. Take them off the heat and add them to a bowl. This is the leftover ham that I had from my ham hock. I've shredded it into little pieces. And to it, I'm going to add a handful of parsley. I'll just chop my parsley up into little pieces. Put as much or as little parsley in as you desire. So when you've got it nice and finely chopped, add it to your ham. Everything in there. So give it a good mix. Make sure you give it a good one. And to that, I'm going to add some of the sauce that we made. I'm going to put, I'm going to eyeball it, guys, because it's truly up to you. If you want yours to be quite wet, then that's fine, you do that. If you want it to be fairly dry, you do that. It's purely up to you, this bit. Now then, you can use mushroom soup if you so wish as well. That's not a problem. You could do that, save you on a few dishes and everything. And what I'm going to do with that is now fill my pancakes. I've tidied up a little bit and now it's time to assemble my pancakes. So I'm going to take some of my mixture, pop it in the middle of my pancake, and the aim is just to wrap these like a wrap. So we're going to fold it on the inside and then turn it over, bring it in and pop it into our tray. And I'm going to line them up as I go along. When you've filled all of your pancakes, top with the remaining sauce and sprinkle with cheese, then pop in the oven. Gas mark 6 for 20 to 30 minutes. Thank you for watching my channel today. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, hit me with a thumbs up. Make a comment, leave a comment below, let me know where you're from. I love to know where people are tuning in from. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. There's a link at the end of this video. Anyway, for now, peace out.